Shawn Nelson. When he was 18 years old, he wanted to build the biggest beanbag that ever existed in the world, and Lovesac was born. It wasn't easy, but it was colorful, this journey of his. He's an entrepreneur, he's a designer, he is a husband, and he's a father of 4, and he believes that we should be designing for life. And he's in this amazing space, driving great revenue, 65 locations. And as Shawn says, now it's time to invite people to the party. So here to invite us to the party is Shawn Nelson.
Thank you. Jack, President and COO of Lovesac, where are we?
We are in Stonebriar, looking at a nice looking Blade sign.
The new concept Lovesac store that features the video in the windows and also the blown up Sactionals right there in the window have just been crushing it. When we remodel a store in place like this one, we will see as much as a 50% lift in the sales of this store just from doing the remodel. So the manager will stay the same, the location will stay the same, and of course, it's really more about the business model behind it. So for many years, we were studying the best practices of a Crate and Barrel, a Pottery Barn, a West Elm, and we had rugs and lamps and bowls and baskets and decorative accessories, and now we pared it down to really just selling our couch that is the only couch that can come in a box, our only couch that can be delivered via FedEx in that way. We believe we are the disruptive solution for couches in a furniture category that is pretty old and stale. And we're presenting the business that way. So it's much more like a Tesla store than it is a Pottery Barn. All right, Jack had to run to the airport, off to Austin, and I came back 9 till midnight, a little frontline training action. Here we go. Let me in. And we're off. It is exactly midnight. I'm leaving Dallas for a 3.5-hour drive to Austin, where we will have the Conscious Capitalism Summit featuring Lovesac. Long day in Dallas, long night tonight. I should pull in around 4 a.m. to Austin, and this Conscious Capitalism Summit better be awesome, because it's gonna be a long week otherwise. Checking in. Julie, producer of the whole thing.
Welcome. So glad to have you here.
How long have you been working on this year's event?
For about a year.
Since last year's event,
Since
right?
last year's event.
Very cool. So how long have you been with Conscious Capitalism?
About 10 years.
10 years.
Yes.
So what's your favorite part about this year's event, Julie?
My favorite part is always the community, always. We do an amazing job curating great content, but I think even if I never put a single person on stage and just sort of got the right people in the room to connect and have conversation with each other, that's really where the magic happens.
Present company excluded, of course, you know.
Not
They just
at
wanted
all.
me for my Lovesacs. Look at this, check this out. I'll sometimes get word of parents with children with autism that, holy cow, who knew that a big, furry, fluffy edifice could be therapeutic to a child with sensory issues. All right, John Mackey, hero of mine and really co-author of the book and founder, CEO of Whole Foods. All right, one piece of advice for a CEO who might go public.
It's an adventure, and it can be a very fun one. I enjoyed our IPO process a lot, and make sure you smell some of the roses while you're doing it.
Play along the way, that's what I always say. John Mackey.
Play along the way, exactly.
John Mackey, wow. Or someone, you know, in a body cast will send in a picture and they're like, this is where I lived for 90 days of my, right? And it's crazy, like the uses that can come, that can find these things that we put out into the world, things that we would have never predicted. Big idol of mine, so I'm a huge book reader. My company has a library full of your books.
Good.
Dan Pink,
I need that.
Dan Pink coming out with a new book called When.
Yes.
One snippet from When. Give me like one of your cool little research points.
Okay, so the book is about the science of timing. We tend to think that timing is an art. It's actually a science. There's this rich body of science that I harvest to show how to make systematically better when decisions. As I talked about in there just moments ago.
Yeah, I got some video.
Just moments ago, always give the bad news first. If you have good news and bad news, always give the bad news first, especially to Tom Gardner.
Especially to the Motley Fool.
And you'll have endings. You want endings that elevate rather than endings that bring people down.
Happy endings.
Yep.
Bad news first.
Absolutely.
Love it.
Okay.
Damn pink. And the next thing you know, the Lovesac groans and like makes noise. And so there's like 6 shotguns being caught, you know, and everyone's surrounding it. And sure enough, they unzip the Lovesac and Arnold crawls out from the inside of this thing. All right, standing here with my turkey and Alexander, CEO of Conscious Capitalism, the organization.
As of 3 months ago.
As of 3 months ago. All right, Alexander, so for young aspiring entrepreneurs out there, what is conscious capitalism? Go.
Conscious capitalism is a different way of thinking about business and capitalism that reflects the human nature of these endeavors, recognizing that we need to bring a higher purpose, stakeholder orientation, conscious leadership, and conscious culture to everything that we do.
There you go. On my way out of Austin, headed home. The Conscious Capitalism Summit was inspiring. Conscious capitalism, in a nutshell, is all about promoting the idea that you don't have to be a jerk to be in business. You don't have to be unscrupulous to drive profit. And probably at the core of conscious capitalism is this idea of stakeholder equities. Get to be exposed to thought leaders like Dan Pink. All of his books are at the Lovesac library at HQ. We read them, we strategize around them. Thought leaders like John Mackey, the founder of Whole Foods, who's really a co-author of the book, Conscious Capitalism, and has promoted the concept tremendously in his own actions and in the way that he's built Whole Foods, which was recently acquired by Amazon. For Lovesac, one of the most obvious ties and embodiments of conscious capitalism is our stance on design for life. So design for life is our design philosophy. It's on the walls of each of our stores. We believe in building products that are built to last a lifetime and designed to evolve. And those two things are unique to Lovesac. There are plenty of things that are built to last a lifetime. Not enough things, but there are plenty. And we're very proud of this design philosophy. I believe it's a very conscious approach to building things that are conscious of the environment. And you know, we intend to go further and employ conscious capitalism, which is one of our aspirational values. That means it's one of our, not one of our core values, it's one of the values that we aspire to live up to, and employ this idea of conscious capitalism and stakeholder equity in everything that we do going forward. And Design for Life is just one of those elements, but the way that we treat our employees, the way that the programs that we build to benefit them, our vendors, our relationships with our vendors, it really is a huge undertaking, and it's kind of a lifetime mission. It's not something you just achieve. It's something that affects every decision you make as a business leader.